Turkish lentil soup is celebrated for its simplicity and robust flavors. Made with red lentils, vegetables, and a blend of aromatic spices, this soup is both delicious and nourishing. Here are the ingredients for the soup, and as always, I'll put the recipe for you in the description area of my video. I'll be adding in 1 potato into this recipe, but you can leave the potato out if you want. However, it will give some more body to the soup. I decided to add it in because I found it in some recipes from restaurants in Turkey. I'll start by dicing half of a white onion, and then I'm going to saute that until it's tender. You want to cook the garlic until it's just tender, being careful not to burn it. If you think it's going to burn, you can always add in a small amount of water or broth. And then once that's finished cooking, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. I like to keep small bags with tomato paste in the freezer, so that's what I'm going to do with the leftover tomato paste from this can. It makes it so easy when you're making soups to just grab one of those little bags out. Once this has had a chance to cook for a while, I'll add in 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. This is going to give a nice rich flavor to our dish, and it's going to go well with the onions and the garlic. Then I'll be adding 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, or however much pepper you think you're going to like. And then our final spice is chili powder. You're just going to add a pinch of this. You won't be able to taste the chili powder in the recipe. It's very subtle. I'm adding in 6 cups of water, and then I'll be using vegetable bouillon, but if you want, you can add in 4 cups of vegetable broth and 2 cups of water. The star of the show in this dish really is the red lentils. They are both quick cooking and high in protein, fiber, and has tons of vitamins. So nutritionally, these really pack a punch, and I just started using red lentils not too long ago, and I love using red lentils because they make such a nice, thick, creamy soup. I was watching a documentary on lentils the other night, and I learned that lentils are a main food source for many people in certain parts of the world. And after reading the nutritional profile, I can definitely see why. It's kind of shocking how nutritious this one small legume can be. I also learned that lentils are a drought-resistant crop, which makes them especially valuable. I always enjoy learning more about the food that we eat. Anyway, let's get back to our soup. I have 1 diced carrot that I'm going to add to the soup. It's going to give it a touch of sweetness once those carrots are finished cooking. And then I'm going to add 1 diced potato. This recipe makes about 5 to 6 servings, but if you're trying to make this stretch, you can always add either more lentils or potatoes. And like I said earlier, I'm using vegetable bouillon here, but you can always substitute for vegetable broth. And since all powdered bouillons are different, you're going to want to do this to taste. So add a little, let it cook for a while, and then see how you like it before adding more. And this is entirely optional, but I'm adding just a dash of red pepper flakes. After this has simmered long enough for the flavors to develop, then you're going to want to taste it and adjust the seasonings. I added 1 more teaspoon of the bouillon powder, and then I let it simmer for a while, and then I used a hand blender to mix this up. I decided to make a red oil to garnish the soup with, and for this I just dissolved some Spanish paprika in some olive oil in a pan. I just heated this up until I felt it was combined well, and then I let it cool, and then I used it to garnish my soup. I top this with chopped cilantro, but mint is commonly used in traditional Turkish lentil soup. You'll notice that the red pepper oil is kind of dark in this picture, but then it's lighter in this one, and that's because this was the oil that I used the second day. You want to serve each bowl with a wedge of lemon. This adds so much flavor to the soup and just counters the cumin in the dish nicely. It's just a very well-balanced soup. I can see why this dish is so popular. Thanks so much for watching my recipe video. I'll see you in the next one.